Alright, hey everyone. Today is Monday. You guys are not seeing. Girl, you better hush up. I get to when I get to it. She's ready to go outside and play. So, anyway, remember I said that I probably couldn't have Jack just out free at the beginning because she's just so crazy at the beginning? Well, I don't really have a collar to put on her because Kratos is wearing the thick one. I did buy another one of those thick ones that's just a size smaller, so it should be able to fit her. However, it won't be here until after Jack's in like she's in her spay recovery phase. She gets spayed tomorrow. Today, the time that this video is being recorded, it is Monday, so she gets spayed tomorrow. So this is her last playtime for a couple of weeks. So I do want her to play today because it's her last playtime for a couple of weeks. Therefore, I had to make something work, and this is what it is. So she's sitting here trembling. She does this with food too because she's just so excited. And it's fine. She will be. So no ball today because I do want her to. I'm hoping that when she's less oh good jeez, when she's less look at the pretty boy, he's so gorgeous. I'm hoping that when she's less distracted by the ball that she actually corrects Kratos for humping, but let's find out. Okay. And he goes immediately with the humping. Just making sure she wasn't getting choked by the collar. Oops, sorry y'all. I'm trying to make sure she, like, they're getting tangled up. I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing happens that will really hurt them because they're tangled up. Like, if it gets wrapped on their paw a certain way, or, it basically is now. Alright, enough. 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 Stop. I know you guys are close and y'all want to play, but y'all tangled up. You got this all around you. Kratos, enough. You. Kratos, enough. Enough. Stay. Stay. Okay. Alright, sorry you guys. They're going to get tangled literally right back up. I just want to make sure they're not getting too tangled up because, you know, still the beginning of their playtime, so they're going to be very high energy. So, anyhow, so yeah. Oh. Alright, so Jack is trying very hard to play nicely, but she cannot correct with the toy. Therefore, she doesn't get the toy. She seems to be more accepting of things if she has a toy in her mouth. So here she's actually trying to correct. She's not just kind of letting it happen. I would like them to play with the toy because they do play very nicely with the toy, but it's just too much. So Kratos is licking. Jack is trying to issue corrections. And once again, tangled up. Alright, so I think I am actually going to let Jack free. Alright, missus, you are going to have to get out this by your lonesome. But you're free. You just gotta go. You're free, Mama. Yeah, there we go. There's a correction. Yeah, you just gotta detangle, Mama. She's like, I'm trying. Please got me in this way. Kratos. Oh, definitely not gonna. Enough. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Okay, Mom. You're free to go. Alright, we're back. Jack is free. She still has the e-collar on because she is prone to tackling, as you guys know. But Kratos is not going anywhere. Okay, not bad. Alright, so Jack issuing corrections. See, when she's not distracted, she actually responds well. And she has a toy in her mouth. Yeah, we'll see if this continues after she's spayed. If it does, then I will be getting on Kratos about it because it's really rude. Yeah, she'll be tired tomorrow. I decided, okay, I actually want to play, which is good. So I'm going to try to focus on Kratos, even though, look at this. Don't allow him to do that, little girl. Because the thing is, there are dogs that do that and they just want to be disrespectful. So, yeah. So, like I said, she's like a month away from her heat, so I actually didn't do the research, so I don't know if she smells of it or whatever, or if Kratos is actually just being a rude puppy. It might be. But there are, not all intact males do that, and might just because Kratos is getting into his hormones. Like I said, he's just realizing he's a man. And he might just be realizing he's a female. That she is a female, so we'll see. Half of which Jack wasn't so tolerant to it. But Jack's the kind of dog that would probably do well in like a dog park with like a rude dog situation. Because she thinks everything's play. I'm going to try to keep it on him. But I still do have to keep an eye on Jack. So I guess I kind of don't need to worry about whether or not she's going to hurt him. Since it seems like Kratos... It seems like she's the one that's trying to be like, okay, get away from me. Nope, sorry, you guys. Yeah, so she's definitely being submissive, which is something. But honestly, it probably has to do with the fact that she's young too. Like she doesn't really understand exactly what's going on. But it's interesting because her mother. I was looking at her e-collar. It's definitely the wrong way. Her mother is definitely an alpha, as in like no other dog in the pack, whether it be her mate or her son or anything else like that. Like they don't actually have the opportunity to do any kind of dominating. So it was interesting to see that Jack is allowing it. Let me see her hackles raised. He's curious, doesn't realize that he's tethered. But yeah, like I said, don't worry about him continuing to do this because, like I said before, if this continues after she is spayed, or if I see him doing it with Samara, I will be correcting him for it. Like, I'm partly just thinking that it's possible that Jack just might be coming into heat soon. It's possible, but he also was doing with two of the females in his last puppy class. So it is also equally possible that he's just being a rude man, and I do need to correct that because it's rude behavior. But today he can get away with it a little bit because, like I said, I'm not really sure what Jack smells like. But I am kind of leaning towards more that he's just being a rude puppy, and so therefore I probably will need to put and especially because like inside the house, I don't have them out together often. So like I said yesterday, I was yesterday or Saturday was the first time out together, and then these last couple days I've just had them put separate just for because I don't know. Like I said, they do a lot of extra stuff when they're together, so just to keep them out of trouble. And so the house they've been separated. So one dog's out, one dog's in the kennel. I rotate them out, and so therefore they just haven't been inside the house together often. But the times that they happen to outside together in the house, Kratos does kind of try to hump, but he's capable of not humping. He's capable of listening if I say something. And then we just went on a car ride today, and he did none of the whole humping thing while they were in the car in the back together. So I literally think he's just like the energy level, and he's being excited, and he's realizing he's a man. But he will, if like I said, this continues, or if he does it with Samara when she gets here, then I will be correcting him because it's just that's unacceptable behavior. Unless the female's in heat, that's the only time it's acceptable. Another news, I think Kratos has started marking. He started like peeing in multiple different places. He's not looking at lifting his leg yet, but he is starting to pee in multiple different places. So yeah, see, Jack is way too much into playing to be like okay, no, stop it. She'd rather play than actually correct him. And so she'll correct him if she feels like it's necessary. But yeah, so just so you guys know, I will not tolerate this behavior if he's just doing it just because he feels like he needs to be doing it. But like, no. So this will be his last day of doing this. At least for doing this without me saying anything anyway. It's your last day of free humping, man. After this, you're gonna be corrected for it. Yeah, she's like, hey, play with a toy. He's like, nope, show me your butt. Definitely hope that Samara is more no nonsense. But honestly, I plan on having Kratos that issue corrected before Samara even reaches that age. So Samara, whenever I get her, she will not. She won't be coming into heat until she is a year old. Just larger dogs just come into heat later, and so she has a lot of time to mature as well. But at least with her, I expect that after her first heat, she'll mature a little bit more. I think Jack has definitely reached her maturity level. So we'll see. I am actually curious to see how she changes when she's after she's spayed. Like how her behavior changes, because people like notice different things. Like, oh yeah, my dog or cat's less affectionate, or this and the fourth. So I'm gonna see how it is with her. Yeah. And also, I'd like to note that when Jack is in the kennel, Kratos is out. Kratos isn't worried about her. It's literally only when there's like high energy involved, and basically when we're outside. Jack, like I said, Jack is also frequently just very high energy. So even if I have them both out and we're walking to the door together, she displays a whole bunch of energy, which makes Kratos excited. And so part of what Kratos is doing is dominating. Like I said, Jack is a very energetic dog. That is not really good behavior for in a pack setting because high energy gets people and dogs in trouble. But as you can tell, he's also trying to be a man. So it's just a mixture of him wanting to dominate because, he's tried to do that before. Mixture of him trying to dominate and mixture of him being like, okay, well, you're a female, I'm a male. And so, but anyway. But like I said, this will be the last time I allow him to do this without any correction. Next time, which you guys will see. Especially like I will eventually, once I get Samara, I'm gonna eventually introduce the dogs to Samara, of course. And when it comes to time they actually can have like a face-to-face meeting where it's just like they're not through a barrier, I will be watching Kratos' behavior. And if he does seem like he's going to type of dog to kind of dominate in that humping sense, because there's clearly a difference between dominating and humping. There's a large difference. Sometimes dogs mistake that or mix that up, but Kratos knows which one. He's both dominated other dogs, and this is clearly humping other dogs. But he's dominated Jack before in a way that wasn't humping, and he's also corrected, that one female puppy in the play. His playtime in puppy class, so he knows the difference. Like, he's done one or the other. So we'll see how he reacts with Samara. If it's clearly humping, I will be correcting. Like I said, this is his last time where he's gonna hump and get away with it. Like, it's not gonna be acceptable outside of that. Like, unless a female is in heat, I don't want to see his behavior. But he's young, he's a puppy, but he will learn. At least this is tired. Alright, you guys got about 4 minutes. 4 to 9 minutes. I'm honestly just tired of watching hump. So I might as well just end the playtime. And it looks like Jack's tired, which is really important. And that she is getting spayed tomorrow. I'm excited for it because by the time she heals up, we should be getting Samara, which I'm excited about because therefore I can actually introduce her, and also like she should also be ready for her advanced class. So it kind of comes at a really good time. I didn't want to really introduce her to Samara and then have to kind of pull her away and kind of separate them because then I have to do the reintroduction and stuff and whatever. And of course, by the time Jack would be healed, Samara would still be smaller than her. But it's still like I would rather Samara to be kind of to understand that these are her alphas. Like, these are above her in the back. Like, he doesn't have play bow. That's a good boy, but I guarantee you give him an opportunity, he's gonna help. Well, I mean, you guys know this already. I don't have to tell you guys. He's just doing it to get Jack to get closer. And actually, I'm actually curious to see, because definitely Jack and Samara are gonna have their little their behaviors, right? They're gonna have to figure out their place together in the pack, especially as Samara gets larger. And Samara is gonna definitely take more time to mature, but she's not gonna take it's not gonna take her that long to actually get larger than Jack. I do expect that Samara may be larger than Jack at 5 or 6 months of age. Possibly 6 months of age, to be honest. I mean, honestly, Samara's parents actually do look kind of small, so I'm not entirely sure. But if I base it off of Kratos' size, and considering Kratos is a male, Kratos outgrew Jack at around 5 months, and between 4 to 5 months. That was during the time that Jack was in our heat cycle. So Kratos did not Kratos, but they weren't necessarily together, so I couldn't give you a definitive time. But I do know that before Jack's heat, when she was 6 months of age, was she 6 months of age, or was she going into 7 months of age? She might have been 7 months of age going into 8. Wait, no, Kratos was 4 going to 5, so Jack was 6 going to 7. So yeah, so she started her heat very close to when she was 7 months of age, and Kratos at that time was 4 months of age. And so is that right? 4? Yeah, so Jack was still 6 when Kratos was 4 months of age. Sorry, I get all my stuff mixed up together. So you see, she's not issuing corrections because she has a toy in her mouth. Like, literally an issue. And I don't want him to, like, because the humping behavior is very important for breeding, as you guys may know. So I don't want to be like, okay, I can't ever hump at all. But I do want it to be to where if I tell him to stop, he stops and he doesn't actually do it again. And I will do that in a sense, like, I hope that he's never in a situation there's another intact female around. I'm really hoping that there's never a situation like they're he will not be exposed to a situation where there's an intact female that I don't want to be paired with, unless somehow somebody is a bad dog parent, unless their intact female just be out and about. But there will be so the only time he should from this point on be involved with any dogs that are in heat are just inside my home. The next dog that will be heat with Samara, and that's like a year away, y'all. That's a year away. I don't even have her, so it's quite a bit away. So he shouldn't have to deal with any more dogs in heat. So once the missus is completely, she's spayed, everything. I'm nervous because it's surgery, and if it was honestly, if it was a neutering, I wouldn't be worried about it because it's not invasive. Like, spay is invasive. They gotta cut all into her, and it makes me just a bit anxious. But it's supposed to be not really quick, but she's basically going in at 8:15 tomorrow, and then I'll pick her up at 2. And honestly, she should be back to kind of her normal self by a weekend, and then she'll be able to do extraneous activities like this within 2 weeks. But so she'll be basically back to 100% after 2 weeks, so I've heard. But I'm still just worried about it because it's a surgery. But anyway, I know I was talking about Kratos, but basically I don't want him to feel like he can't do it at all, because I said it's really important for breeding, but I do want him to understand that if I say no, it means no. And the only time I will say no is in a situation to where the dog is not in heat. Unless, like I said, there's just a crazy situation where somebody out there is letting their female dogs roam around in public with them being in heat. So we'll see. But it's one of my worries for our classes going forward, because puppy class, it's not impossible, but it's just very unlikely for the dogs in puppy class to be in heat, because those dogs they don't accept dogs in puppy class over the age of 6 months. So usually those dogs are either spayed or they're not in heat quite yet, even though they can definitely start right at that time, since they're nothing over 6 months goes in that class. But 6 months is a lot of times when dogs go into heat. Anyway, point is that so it's less likely to happen in puppy play class, but it still can happen in basic, which is what his next class is, or advanced, which is where Jack's at. So we'll see. And the good thing is that there is not going to be a time when he is off leash, in basic or advanced. However, there will definitely be times when, we'll definitely be in a small room with other dogs. So if there's any dog in heat, Kratos is just not going to act right, and I will not be able to control him. So I would probably have to leave, even if the trainers do say, hey, your dog's in heat, you need to leave. I would still probably need to leave because the area is still going to smell like the female in heat. And if I don't know if you guys know, but dogs, even if they're not actively breeding, any female in heat is just drives them crazy. I know it's driving them crazy, but he's still a piece like a puppy. Not a man yet. He's trying to do big boy things. But yeah, I actually highly doubt that. I don't know. I have no clue, you guys. This is my first time dealing with an intact male and intact female. But by this time tomorrow, Mrs. will no longer be intact. Anywho, you guys, this video's gone long enough. Nothing else is going on. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. By the time you guys see this video, which will probably be on Thursday. You guys will see this on Thursday. My apologies. You guys will see this on Thursday. Jack would have been spayed already. Will you guys see this on Thursday? I have stuff for tomorrow. Maybe it's Wednesday you guys will see this. I can't actually remember, you guys. You'll see this sometime soon. You guys might see this Wednesday. But yeah, by that time, like I said, Jack will already be spayed. Kratos is finally ignoring her. So I think that she does not smell like heat. I've seen males around a female in heat, and look, Kratos is just kind of being a bad puppy. But like I said, I will give him this one chance to prove me wrong. Once Mrs. is done being spayed and she's healed up, and also with Samara, actually by the time that Jack is actually ready to be able to be around Kratos again and at full force playing, is around the time we will also be getting Samara. So we'll see. But if I see that behavior, I will be correcting it. I'll probably have to do the e-collar. I'm not sure if I'll have to do any more than a vibrate, because Kratos knows what the vibrate means. I know he knows what vibrate means. He knows okay, if I don't listen to vibrate, something worse will happen. And even with the e-collar, if you guys know, it has different levels. So, you know, the buzz that he gets if he goes past the vibrate is just, it's mild in comparison to what I could do. I don't ever try to go super high because being shocked hurts. Like, I don't know what else to say. But, you know, we'll just see where he can listen at, where he understands to listen at. But like I said, I will not be tolerating humping. And you guys shouldn't at all. Like, if you guys have dogs that hump, whether they're intact or not, like, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Look at this pretty girl. This lady. You on your posing, mama me's? You tired, baby girl. Alright, you guys. But anyway, like I said, I wouldn't have let Jack have the last time to play. Those would not have really been fun for her because of Kratos, but we'll see what happens after he's been after she's been spayed. Then we can get back to our regular scheduled playing. But anyway, I'm gonna go inside. I am about to eat? Question mark? I kind of just ate. I kind of just ate. I'm about to relax though. And let these babies go inside because Jack is clearly tired. And Kratos isn't tired, but that's his fault. He should have been playing instead of trying to hump. But we're gonna go inside, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.